The world of Irish dancing is one that's constantly evolving. And with the advent of global success stories like Riverdance and Lord of the Dance, it's an art form that has been thrust onto the world stage over the past 20 years. But it's not all about timing and fancy footwork these days. Increasingly, the life of an Irish dancer is a glitzy one, filled with multicolored sequins, curly hair pieces, and layers of fake tan. And the grown-ups have decided it's no longer just for kids.
I'm Cathy Desmond, I'm 50 years old, I'm an Irish dancer and I dance with the Olive Hurley School of Irish Dancing in Dublin. I'm a mum of 3. I have an 18-year-old and 13-year-old twins. They keep me busy, school runs, homework, cooking, cleaning, the list is endless.
Cathy took up Irish dancing as an 11-year-old and showed great promise, but she disliked competing and gave up again at the age of 17.
I'd always had a bit of a graw for Irish dancing, but not so much that I'd go back to dancing. But when I turned 40, I had a birthday party and my friend went to the DJ with a CD with Irish music and said, she does Irish dancing. So I was in complete shock because at that point I probably hadn't danced in about 25 years. So I was coerced onto the floor anyway, and I got up and did the most basic easy reel ever. And it was embarrassing because I knew in my heart and soul that I was capable of a lot more. So that kind of gave me the incentive to maybe, before I got a bit too old, to go back and explore going into dancing again.
Okay, so may I have the adults at the back, please, and the little ones in the front.
After some research, Cathy joined the Olive Hurley School of Irish Dancing and quickly began to impress her teacher.
And up, out and kick.
The first day Cathy came into my class, I saw this little lady, like say 4'10", 5 foot, walking in, and she had a little bag, and she was her long hair and her glasses, and she came along, and I noticed she had very good rhythm. But as far as I was concerned, she was just into, enjoy coming back to dancing and keeping fit.
La 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 la.
I think initially the children in the class, they looked as if, oh, someone's mum has just started to dance. Why is there a mum dancing? And I think they were wondering why I was there, and I was starting to wonder why I was there as well. But once I started to dance, and then they saw, well, she's one of us. And I was very accepted into the class then.
And then the girls were doing feshes and the boys, and so Cathy took me on the shoulder one day about 6 months after she started. Could I go to that fesh? So I said, oh, why not? Yes, of course. And so she went, and I think it was over 16 or over 18. And of course, Cathy told everybody she was 41, and she did 6 competitions. She got straight firsts in the whole lot. So she beat all these beautiful 16-year-olds. And then she went into the next level, which was the intermediate level, and did the same thing again. And so everybody was looking at this older lady who came back to dance, and she's sweeping the boards in front of all these beauties.
For Cathy, the pinnacle of her competitive dance career came at 45, when she qualified for the World Championships.
I'd tried to qualify several times before then, but that year in particular it was very important to me. My dad passed away in 2007, and he knew what my dancing dream was, and I tried to qualify in the November of that year, and for the first time ever I qualified, and I just firmly believe that it was his parting gift to me.
I would imagine Cathy has made history by qualifying at 46 or whatever she was to dance at the Worlds. I don't think anyone else ever did that.
Cathy has failed to qualify for the World since 2008, but having recently reached her 50th birthday, she remains determined to keep trying.
It's not a vain attempt to hold on to my youth. I do it for the love of dancing, and if it was something else, I'd do it just as enthusiastically.
This morning, her friend Sue arrives for a catch-up and some practice.
Hi, howdy, come on in.
Oh, you have your Meg. I'm saying the older groups are going for simple, sophisticated dresses. They don't know me at all.
That's me. I have a simple, sophisticated dress. I'm happy. What do you think of the blue? It's a bit much, isn't it?
How can you have too much sparkle?
It's too glitzy.
How can it be too glitzy?
Yeah, but you see, at my age, you know, you have to be a little...
They're only as young as you feel.
Ah, no, but still. My dancing buddy is a girl called Sue. She's 28, and we pretty much do everything together. We help each other out. We learn steps together. If she doesn't know something, I'll teach her, and vice versa. So what do you think? Will we have a look at the set?
Yeah, will you fix it for me?
Change the new way, yeah?
Yeah.
Despite the fact there's a 22-year age gap between myself and Sue, we get on really, really well together. So if Sue doesn't come to class, I don't really feel right kind of going over and sitting with the 15, 16-year-olds. I'm just a little bit out of my depth. Even though I get on really well with them, it's just to have someone a bit nearer to my age to hang out with in class, basically.
Yeah, okay.
At 50 years of age, Kathy is unusual in the Irish dance context. But on the continent, she would hardly stand out. In Munich, dancers from all over Europe are preparing to descend on the annual Feis, which is one of the biggest competitions of the year for adult dancers.
When I first came here was in 92 and Riverdance just came in 94. And my whole thing was, well, I'll open a class of children, but adults came. So when I advertised, it was adults that came. And because they saw the show Riverdance, it was, I want to learn this, I want to do Riverdance.
Thank you, thank you. My name is Marco. I'm born in Germany and I grew up in Italy. I dance for the over 30. I am 48. I'm not a dancer, a dancer, but I love Irish dance due to these sequences of steps in the rhythm of music. And it's good also for fitness. I think in my age I can't be a champion, but we will see.
The adults then, they want to compete because they want to get better. So they take it that serious. They actually work out, they practice. Some of them do even fitness clubs alongside just for their Irish dance to get better.
The first time that I saw the Irish dance was the river dance, and it was unbelievable. Actually, we were very far from the stage, but at the same time, I felt like if I was there on the stage. It was a feeling incredible. At the same time, when I am on the stage, actually, I feel like a young boy. I mean, I'm very nervous. My legs become soft. And I know that it seems strange that a man 52 years old can feel like that, but it's a strange sensation when you are there in front of the judges.
It's not just about dance, they're learning everything about Ireland. They want to learn our accent, they want to learn the way we walk, the way we talk, what we do after a feis, you know, maybe go to the Irish pubs afterwards, things like that. I love
love the music and all the steps, about crossing and jumping and flying across the floor.
A lot of people think that she's Irish. Once we were in St. Stephen's Green Park, and there were some Japanese and Italian tourists that were taking pictures of her, thinking that she was Irish, and we just pretended to be Irish. We just say, okay, don't speak. And they took picture, and maybe they went back home showing the picture of a typical Irish girl that instead was Italian.
And it's not just the Italians who have discovered a love for Irish dancing later in life. Yuri is a 40-year-old businessman from Moscow who has been taking private dance lessons for the past 5 years.
When I found internet site about Irish dancing in Moscow more than 10 years ago, I decided I'm almost 30. I'm very old for the dancing. It's not for me. I will just play music, Irish music, and that's all. I'm a general director of a company that's producing some automation devices, and now about 100 employees there.
And they don't know about his dancing because he's really serious. He doesn't smile himself in the mirror. He's always serious, and he goes like, huh. So he just can't dance. He can't.
When such a serious man like a general director became to dance, it's not very good. It's minus 10 for the image.
I will sing to you. When we came to Ireland, it was raining, but he was smiling. It was so strange. So I decided I could bring some Ireland to Russia. But I'm a really jealous person, so it was difficult for me to find a school with a male dancer. Because I didn't like all these short skirts and all this makeup and all these girls around. So I was trying to find a male dancer to give some private lessons. And it worked because the male dancers were the best one in Russia, so he trained him good, and in half a year he got his first medals.
Hopes for more silverware are high as Yuri and his family make their way to the competition. The adult dancers competing here take the event very seriously, and Yuri is suffering from pre-dance nerves.
In my professional life, I had a chance every day to make speeches and so on, discuss any questions. But this competition every time is harder for me than any hard business conversation.
Yuri squeezes in some last-minute practice, and across town, another group of hopefuls from Norway are nervously heading to the Feis.
I actually started when I was 16, but because I was in school and I didn't live in Oslo, I didn't have a school to go to. I didn't know where I could dance, so I just had like a workshop here and a workshop there. So I lost a lot of years there. But still, 16 that's old actually. That's like when people retire in Ireland.
Åsa is a teacher at the Ronan McCormick School in Oslo and is joined in Munich by some of her dancing students, Gerd and Eva.
This is my first time doing the Munich Feis. I've never been there before, and I've been supposed to dance at the Milan Feis 2 years ago, but then I got the pneumonia, so I couldn't dance. And then in November I broke my foot 1 week before the Salzburg Feis. So this is my first proper Feis.
That's a scary thing when you're an adult dancer. It's injuries, because you never know if it's going to heal or if it's going to heal proper. And because like when you're 10, it's like you're growing anyways. It's like so mending a little bit of bone doesn't really matter as much. So most of the time, as long as it's not in the growth zone, it's good.
I feel really like my bones are less and less flexible. I jump less. It's harder to get warmed up. It's all in all, but I'm still working it.
And the older you get, the scarier it is. Cause
the older you get, the harder it is to be.
Yeah.
Change here for the U4 and U5.
It's here. This is it. It's here. It's here. We're here.
So bring him up?
Yeah. No. No.
In Dublin, an adult dancer's worst fear has come to fruition. Kathy has picked up an injury, and it's throwing into jeopardy her dream of once again qualifying for the Worlds.
Kathy has been having an issue with her left hamstring, and so she's been getting treated here on and off for the last 5 months. She's becoming an awful lot looser. Her muscle isn't as tight as what it used to be, but her pain isn't much better, so there's still a lot more to do with her. So just try and relax.
It's better than last week.
Yeah, no, it is. It's much better. Yeah, you know, you're getting up to...
It's tight, but it's not overly painful.
Yeah. Normally we wouldn't see any 50-year-olds with Kathy's type of injury, really. Most 50-year-olds we get in would have some neck pain, back pain, more of a wear and tear type thing rather than a sports injury or a dancing injury. But it's common enough that the older you get, the little bit more time it takes then to get back on your feet, get back to normal and get back pain-free again, unfortunately. Sorry, Kathy, you okay?
Yeah. It's the longest injury I've ever had. I've had hamstring injuries before, but they've always righted themselves within a couple of months. But this one's been nagging at me now since, like, the end of last year.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a shout if it gets too much, okay?
I suppose in the back of my mind, I have a nagging thought that maybe it's the end of my career as a competitive dancer. But not as a dancer. I mean, I'll always dance, but just maybe the competition end of it might be finished. But I'm trying to keep my head in the sand about that. I'm in denial, so I'll go through this pain and hopefully it'll make a difference.
It's competition time in Munich, and Yuri's wife, Maria, is nervously waiting for him to perform.
It's so difficult to look at him and to know that he can fail any minute, and it's hard to watch, really.
And Maria has given her husband an extra incentive for victory.
Probably we'll have more kids if he dances well. I like champions and he knows it. I'll choose the best.
Meanwhile, backstage, the nerves are building for 29-year-old Åsa.
Me too.
Oh, very nervous. I can't lie, you know. It's weird because it's not really a big deal, but I won the heat last year, and then now I'm back and I'm, have to carry the coffin. It's like, here, this used to be mine, and I'm not getting it back. That's how I feel, and it's like, that I should be as good this year. I feel that I need to prove, that I'm good enough and that it's worth doing it because I spent so much time, so much money, and I'm old. It's like, what are you doing this for? Why are you playing around, So, I guess, that's the pressure. It's like I'm sweaty already from warming up.
That's nerves for you, darling.
It's prize-giving time in Munich, as the adult dancers anxiously await the results of their categories.
Two-way tie for third was Stephanie Marbach, Village Academy, and
And after a nervous wait, there's good news for Yuri and his family.
in first place Yuri Mashev.
Today, but I think that a lot of work waiting for me next day. So I'm very grateful for my family because they support me, and my victory is their victory. Look at this.
Ossa's hard work is rewarded too. For the second year in a row, she takes first prize in the overall open category. For the 29-year-old, it's an emotional victory.
I know it must have been weird to see like a grown-up woman being like, oh God, I won, but you know, Irish dancing changed my life. My biggest fear is being that girl on the stage that everyone's like, oh, what is she doing here, you know? And I know it's like I'm acting like I won the world, but to me it's as important because I know it's not even close and that's ridiculous, but it's this reassurance that, you know, I can do this. I'm allowed to do this, although I'm just an amateur and whatever, but so this is nice. It's going back home to its spot now.
November 2013, and the All-Irelands are taking place in Belfast this year. But unlike Munich, it's a young person's game. Kathy and her dance buddy Sue have decided to compete. But having not danced competitively for quite some time, the girls are feeling a little rusty.
I've forgotten how to do this, Sue.
What is it?
It's stuff you put on to make your makeup stay.
Super glue.
Life's too short to be wearing all this makeup.
Despite being plagued by injury for many months, Kathy is determined to stay upbeat.
I haven't really given the leg much thought at all, to be honest. I'm so caught up in the nerves and the excitement of it that I haven't really thought about the leg.
Kathy and Sue head down for breakfast, but it's not long before the nerves kick in.
I'm not hungry.
Oh, you have to eat
There's
something.
cereal, Kathy. I feel sick.
Let's go for it.
Kathy, I think it's the first time in my life I've turned away food.
No, just you have to have something.
I'm not hungry.
Just eat.
I can't eat that, Kathy.
Oh, my stomach's churning.
Trouble, down, trouble, upward, and up, and heel, trouble, and back.
Having lost their appetites, they make their way to Belfast's Waterfront Hall, where dance teacher Olive Hurley is on hand for moral support.
DJ. Oh, you'll be great. La 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 la. Yeah, there. Yeah, good girl.
But not everyone in the Irish dancing community has been quite so supportive of Kathy's decision to continue competing.
There were a couple of teachers saw Kathy dancing with the over 20s, and they couldn't understand this older lady dancing. I said, what's the problem? She's living her dream. I'm uncomfortable, one teacher said to me. I said, why? No, she shouldn't be dancing in that age, and she's intimidating the younger girls. I said, what? How do you intimidate young girls? You know, all beautiful girls.
21, 22.
As Kathy waits side stage, it's time for a pre-dance ritual.
Very traditionally and very sentimentally, every time I dance, before I go on stage, I always just say a little prayer to my dad, because I know he's behind what I'm doing and I know he's always looking out for me. He's like my guardian angel. So I always just say a little prayer to him, say, look, don't make me fall, or let me get it right, or let me do well. My first dance was a traditional set dance called King of the Fairies, and I think I did it okay. I kept in rhythm, I didn't go wrong, so it was okay, it was grand. The standard was very, very high though.
Meanwhile, Sue is on stage and not faring quite so well.
My dances didn't go well. In the reel, the light round, I nearly had a collision with another girl, so I just stopped. So the judges had to ring the bell for us to come off and go on again. So that knocks you off anyway. You can't place high after stopping.
This is really happening, isn't it?
And there's another reason why Sue is underperforming today. The officials are unaware, but she's 4 months pregnant with her third child.
Can't stop drinking that, I need to go to the toilet.
As Sue's hopes for a medal dwindle, Kathy takes to the stage to perform her reel. But the competition is steep, and her expectations are low.
My reel wasn't great, it could have been better, but it wasn't bad either. But again, the standard was phenomenal.
Despite the high standard of this year's All-Irelands, there's a surprise in store for Kathy as the recalls are announced.
138, 139, 140, 141, 146.
I can't believe this. Oh my God. Like, when I heard Melanie got it, I was saying, oh my God, and then you get it. Oh, like, happy days, Fab, fantastic, well done. Go on, God bless. Give it a welly. Good girl. Oh my God, I'm so happy for her.
Well, it proves that, it doesn't matter what age you are. Go grannies.
Although she didn't finish in one of the top spots, Kathy Desmond did manage to win a medal at the All-Irelands and hopes that future successes will follow.
I don't look on Kathy as old. I just look on Kathy as one of the girls. You don't think like, oh, mind out for Kathy, don't bump into her because she's old. Because she's just Kathy.
Kathy is the only woman in the whole world at 50 years of age who can go up and win an All-Ireland medal for solo dancing. It's just phenomenal. So she really has fulfilled her dreams and shown everybody what we can do as we get older and to believe in themselves and go for the dream. Go for it. Well done, darling.
I think I've proven myself today. I don't care what happens now. I really don't. I'm happy.